Welcome to The Amy Gregory Show, the show where real estate gets a reality check and success doesn't require burnout. I'm Amy, your straight shooting, pep talk in your pocket host who took the real estate world by storm with zero cold calls, no door knocking, and a firm no thanks to working 50-hour weeks. 8 years ago, I jumped into real estate with both feet, 3 kids, and a baby on the way. In my rookie year, I broke every rule in the book, earning 6 figures working just 10 hours a week. The industry was shocked. I wasn't. Now, I lead a powerhouse team of over 500 female solo agents nationwide, host retreats, create online courses, and sit proudly in the top 10 of my brokerage with over 85,000 agents. My mission? To help women like you scale your business, trust your intuition, and redefine what success looks like on your terms. So if you're ready to play big, ditch the hustle culture, and build a business that fits your life, not the other way around, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Amy Gregory Show. And today we're going to get into what is a lead, and we're going to kind of get right into the nuances of where are you taking all of your leads, and at what point do you classify a person as a lead? In my opinion, a lead is not a lead until you have them inside your database. That means all of your Instagram followers are not leads. They're just potential leads, right? So we want to talk a little bit about funnels and how we take someone from a follower to a client. Because honestly, if you really think about it, like you're meeting someone random on the internet that you've never met before, and you have to bridge this know, like, and trust, and then suddenly they're doing business with you. I mean, just think about this for just a minute. And not just a little bit of business. Like, this is likely their biggest purchase, one of the most stressful seasons in their entire life. And they're going to then do business with you because of your Instagram post. I know it's a big idea for most people to wrap their brains around. So we're going to kind of reverse engineer this just a little bit, talk about how we systematically do this. I think so many agents have been told, oh, you need to post to social media. And that's true. You do need to post to social media. But they're missing this whole back end piece of the process, right? So I want you to think about, like, how do you find the best surgeon? Let's say that you need some randomly invasive, big deal type surgery, and you want the best physician to do that surgery. And in all reality, you're going to research and find that physician on the internet. You are going to do your due diligence on the internet. You are going to find their office. You're going to find Facebook groups about that physician or about whatever treatment that you need, right? And that's how you're going to piece together that physician is the best physician. And so the same is true with like real estate agents. So you want to be thinking about Instagram as kind of like a portfolio of your work, and you want to make it easy for people to run into you, to find you, right? This is why we talk about like highly localized content. You don't want to be the agent for everyone. There's a lot of deals I don't want to do. I actually think a lot of like real estate is a lot like dating. And if you see some red flags early on in a client, just like if you're dating someone and you see some red flags early on, you're just like, peace out. I'm not doing this. The longer I've been in the business, the quicker I am to notice the red flags, and the quicker I am to be like, peace out, we're good, not doing this transaction with you. Maybe we should do a whole show on like client red flags and then compare them to dating red flags. I'll have to bring in a guest with me so we can really banter on that. But for today, let's talk a little bit about how we're like top of funnel to bottom of funnel. Top of funnel is really like your Instagram content. It's your reels. And the reason reels are so important inside the landscape of social media is because reels are shown to people who are not already following you, right? So think about that as like you're invited to a cocktail party where you only are going to know 10 of the 100 people. But you know all 100 people are going to be looking to buy or sell in the next year, and they all have $1 million homes. Like, I just want you to think of how you would show up to that cocktail party if you knew that. I would say that you're probably going to dress a certain way. You're probably going to carry yourself a certain way. You probably are going to talk about certain things. And so your Instagram needs to kind of be like that as well, right? Because that is what the algorithm does for you. With Reels, they're not just showing it to like anyone. They're showing it specifically to people that they think will engage with your services. This is why Instagram's so valuable, is that the algorithm is actually smarter than you. So if you use the algorithm correctly, it's literally like putting your canoe on the river and just going with the current. Like, you don't even have to paddle because the current will just take you where you want to go. Now, if you work against the algorithm, it's literally like putting in your canoe and trying to like paddle upstream. It's incredibly difficult. So going back to the cocktail party analogy, you're invited to a cocktail party. You know 10 of the 100 people that are there, and you know they are all looking to buy or sell $1 million worth of real estate in the next 12 months. Think about how you behave. You're going to take those 10 people that you know, and you're going to ask those 10 people to introduce you to 2 or 3 people each, right? So that then theoretically you come out of that cocktail party knowing 50 people as opposed to just 10. And then you would theoretically know that those 50 people can introduce you to the other 50 people, right? Because you're all kind of connected in some way, shape, or form. Either your businesses overlap, or your kids overlap, or you live in the same neighborhood, or something along those lines, right? So we want to be showing up on Instagram kind of like that. Now, if you're at the cocktail party, a couple of things to note. No business actually happens at the cocktail party, right? It's not like you're at the cocktail party signing a listing agreement. That's not what happens at the cocktail party. At the cocktail party, like, you meet each other, you see if you like connect, you see if you have a good rhythm with each other, you understand each other's businesses or families, or you connect on a personal level. That's what happens on Instagram. That's where you connect on a personal level, and you realize like, oh, you know Susie, I know Susie. That's so great. You have this shared connection with someone, and you develop that know, like, and trust, right? That's where it starts to develop. Then after the cocktail party, you might make plans at the cocktail party of like, let's go to lunch. Let's do this. Let's meet up here. Oh, let me show you this project. Let me get you more details on that. But none of that all happens outside of the cocktail party. And so you have to ask yourself, if you are on Instagram, where are your clients supposed to go after Instagram to like do business with you? And this is where most agents just miss the boat entirely. And they want to say, oh my gosh, it's the algorithm. The algorithm's the problem. And it's not the algorithm. It's your website that is the problem. It is your website. You have to be building an email database at a rapid rate. You have to have your Instagram always be funneling into an email database. So you say, well, what does that even mean? The fact of the matter is that you don't own your Instagram following. You don't own it. So you have to like take the data off of Instagram and get them onto an email database so you can get in contact with them anytime you want. So I have worked with Stan Store for years. It's literally changed the landscape of my business. And I built like a real estate website on Stan Store, and I built it like you would build an online storefront. And a couple of the things that I put on this website that actually ended up serving my business really, really well. So one of the things I did is I looked at all of the other competitors, and you got to do this. You've got to look at your competitors. I looked at all of the other online competitors that were generating leads at an insane rate. So these are these are websites like Zillow, Realtor.com. There's probably a gajillion of them, right? But they are interacting with a client base and generating leads at a very, very high rate. So you have to go look at these websites and say, okay, like what are they doing well? And how can I mimic that or do that better, right? It's just like, I mean, you look at this with athletes all of the time, right? Steph Curry changes the game by shooting from half court. That didn't exist. But now that people know, oh, we can shoot from 10 feet behind the three-point line, you see a lot of other players perfecting that shot. So you have to like look up, look around, learn from others inside of your industry. So one of the things I put on my website was the ability for buyers and sellers to schedule a showing with me. Like they should be able to schedule a showing without calling you or texting you. Like how do we make that checkout process like so smooth? And Amazon is so good at this, right? It's like the buy now button. How do they like schedule a showing right now without going back and forth? Well, I can do Monday at 3. Oh, I can't do Monday at 3, but I could do Tuesday at 11. I can't do Tuesday at 11. What about Thursday at 4? I mean, there's nothing more aggravating than that back and forth, right? For both you and the client, we want this in this great user experience. So one of the things on my website is schedule a showing. And it says any house, anytime, find a house you want to walk, click below and schedule a private showing. And when they click on that link, a calendar comes out and they're able to make an appointment with me 12 hours out, right? I need 12 hours notice because, you know, as an agent, you then have to get on the MLS. You've got to make the appointment. You've got to get your buyer broker agreement signed, all of those things, right? But I always tell agents, go ahead and create the problem of getting buyer brokers agreements signed before you like not post the thing of like schedule a showing. So there's an ability for buyers and sellers to schedule a showing. And then this is what that looks like on your Instagram content. Maybe I am on my Instagram stories and I'm walking open houses and there's an open house in the neighborhood and I'm like, oh, I'm walking this open house. It's listed at $1 million. This is kind of what the kitchen looks like and it's listed by X, Y, and Z. And if you want to walk this and you can't make it to the open house, here's a link where you can schedule a private showing with me anytime. And you share that link in your stories. This episode is sponsored by StanStore, the simplest way to turn your social media followers into clients. Want to build your database straight from Instagram without the tech headaches? I've got you. Click the link in the show notes to download my website template for realtors, designed to help you capture leads and grow your business with ease. Because your social media should be more than just likes. It should be your lead generating machine. And if you start doing this repeatedly, your buyers and your sellers start to realize like, oh, I can just schedule a showing with Amy anytime. I don't have to sit and go back and forth with her over text or call or whatever. I can find a house that I want to walk and I can go to Amy and I can schedule a showing there. It's huge. It's huge. So the other thing that I have on my website is what you call like a lead magnet. And this is a free download. If you don't know what a lead magnet is, it's like a free download where in exchange for the download, they will give you their email address. You want people's email addresses. My favorite lead magnet is how to hire a realtor, and it's 22 questions to ask before you hire a realtor. And then there's a whole email follow-up series that pushes them to like schedule a call with me and let's talk through like your buying and selling plans and strategies and timelines and pricing. Here's what's so fun about the hire a realtor is then I can post content on Instagram about how to hire a realtor, like 3 questions you want to ask your agent before you say you're hired. You know, how long have you been licensed? What's your go-to-market strategy? Do you stage? Like, what is your compensation agreement? And how are you going to hold an open house? How are you going to do all these things? What about appraisal? I mean, there's a million questions, right? So I can post content like that. And then in the call to action of that reel, I can say, comment the word hire, and I'll send you a link to my free guide of how to hire a realtor, right? And then we're going to use the StanStore auto DM feature, and that link is automatically going to be DM'd to them. So see, we're putting in these AI automations that have our Instagram working all day, every day for us. So it takes me maybe 30 minutes to post that reel, but the lifespan of that reel is indefinite. It is going for weeks, right? And I posted on Tuesday, and 10 days later, there's still people commenting hire on it. And then they're downloading the free guide of how to hire a realtor. I'm getting their email address. They're getting an email series follow-up saying, hey, here's our go-to-market strategy. Here's where you can schedule a call with us. Here's how we can help us. Here's what's so great about it is it's not just great for buyers and sellers, but it breaks the geographical, is that the word? I think it's geographical constraints of, hi, welcome to the Amy Gregory Show, where we're going to stumble on words every single episode. It removes the geographical constraints of real estate. So real estate agents have a problem, and their problem is that they can only operate within, let's say, 10 zip codes, right? Well, social media is everywhere. And so you have to remember that, like, why aren't you building a referral arm in your business? So the How to Hire a Realtor, there's nothing stopping me from helping someone who needs to sell in Orlando and buy in Dallas find an agent in both of those places and take a 25% referral fee on both of those deals. But you have to build the system, and this website has been the system for me to build out a really strong outgoing referral arm. So that's my free download. The other thing that I have on this website is the ability for them to search homes on the IDX feed. So like search on the MLS in real time. This links them right into my, I use KV Core because that's what's been provided by my brokerage. So I always say you should use the tools that your broker provides you. And I'm at EXP. They provide us KV Core. This allows buyers to search the MLS in real time. And I know I always say, oh, be listing heavy, but we want to remember that most sellers start as buyers. So this allows me to produce content of, oh, this is what living in Mesa, Arizona looks like. And I can have a great visual of what living in Mesa, Arizona looks like. And hey, these are 3 things to love about living in Mesa, Arizona. If you're ready to start your home search, go ahead and comment the word search, and I'll send you a link where you can search the MLS in real time. Right? So again, that piece of content, it is going to be keyword rich. It's going to show my potential buyers and sellers like that I'm very knowledgeable about this specific area. And now I'm going to say, oh, by the way, if you're wanting to move here, here's the next step. Here's how you can get started. And it's taking these leads off of the app and putting them into my database. The next thing that is on the website is, what is your home worth? So I want you to think about this, like every online lead website has the your home worth valuation thing. And it would be called like, this is your version of a Zestimate, right? And so you want to say like, oh, here's how you can find out what your home is worth. And you want to provide that link. So if we're looking at like, okay, what does that Instagram content look like? So I might be on my Instagram stories and I might say, oh, I'm running comps for a seller and they're wondering how much equity they have in their house. And both of my sellers have over $100,000 in equity in their house. Whether you're looking to sell or not, you might want to know how much equity you have in your house. Maybe you want to do a renovation project. Maybe you want to refinance your loan. If you're wondering how much your home is worth, you can click right here and I'm going to drop that link where they can then get their free home value report. Now, the biggest thing that I hear agents say, and this is true, is they will say, oh, I know, I don't like the free home value reports because there's no CRM that gives an accurate number on the home valuation report, which is true. I mean, Zillow has told us that the Zestimates are off by 8 to 13% most times. That's a big swing on $1 million. 8 to 13% is a big swing, right? But that doesn't mean they're not going to provide the number, right? Because, and then this also basically is your value proposition to say like, yeah, a computer is not equipped to figure out the exact pricing for every single home because it's very nuanced. Like if you've renovated your entire house, well, then the goal is to go and find a buyer that's willing to pay for those renovations, right? And so it's okay to like get people into your database on the home value report. That gives you a reason to follow up with them and say, hey, I saw that you requested a home value report and it's auto-generated. We try and get these as close as we can, but auto generation is never going to be totally accurate. So can I schedule a time to come over and look at your house? If they're not open to that, the other thing I will then do after that is I will send over my listing presentation in email format, or I will take a physical copy and drop it off at their house. And give them a better idea of like, hey, it looks like you have a prime lot. It looks like your lot is bigger than this one, or it looks like you have a pool and your neighbors don't. And I'll give some of the more nuanced feedback on their home. But we want to be having a website where we're taking all of all of this content over here, and we're pulling people from the app into our databases. And then over time, you build this large email database, which then means your emails are always going to them and you're connecting them to the resources that they need. So once you've built your email database, the next question is like, what am I emailing them? And that's a really great question. And so we want to understand, like, we're going to have seller databases and we're going to have buyer databases. And then this is where I use my buyer presentation and my listing presentation. And I kind of break those down piece by piece, email by email. Hey, this is our go-to-market strategy. This is what contingencies you need to be aware of. This is why you need to look at your financing before you get started and talk about setting your budget. And an email might be about, like, okay, what neighborhoods are you wanting to move into? And what are the school districts that you're looking at? What's most important to you in making a buying decision? Maybe you want to be close to the freeway. Maybe they want to have a great school district. Every buyer and seller is going to be a little bit different. So you want to understand what their specific pain points are. And you want to draft emails that talk to those pain points and allow you to get that information from them. So, but if you never have their emails, you can never be doing that, right? And so this is why having a website that is working for you all day, every day, is one of the most important pieces inside of your business. So I built mine on StanStore, about a year ago, and inside my powerhouse group at EXP, it was working really well. So I started teaching them, hey, this is how you build this website on StanStore. And we would have live Zooms where they would sit down with me and I would go through and show them, and I would share my lead magnets with them and my email follow-ups in Google Docs. I would share them with them and they would be copying and pasting it. And it was kind of a mess. It was harder than I thought it would be to take the information outside of my head and help them implement it inside their business. And so I had the opportunity to sit down with the founder of StanStore, and I was talking to him. I'm like, John, this website is like working really, really great. And I'm trying to teach other agents how to build this same website. And it's really cumbersome for me to do this. And I kind of floated to him. I'm like, is there any way, like, your engineers could make a template of this website so that if someone wanted it, they could just like click on a link and it would like auto-populate my storefront into their storefront? And we talked on this idea. Like, no good idea happens overnight. So we talked on this idea for a couple of weeks, couple months, and he was totally on board of like, yeah, let me figure out if we can do this. And this is one of the best parts about being an entrepreneur and about being on social media is you can literally talk to anyone. And this is how John and I started talking. We started talking on Instagram. But here's the greatest news is you literally can get this exact template by just subscribing to StanStore. I'm going to share the link inside the show notes. If you're wanting a website that is very, very user-friendly, I'm going to stress it needs to be user-friendly. That's why it's built on StanStore, because StanStore has a 30% higher conversion rate. So it will like give you all of my lead magnets. It will give you the schedule of showing, what's your home worth, how to hire a realtor, start your home search, all of that. And then it will also give you all of the email follow-ups. I've already written them for you. And it's $99 a month. And you can just literally hit the button that says use Amy Gregory's template. Hit that button. It'll auto-populate the entire website into your storefront. And then you can go and post to social media and build out all of these strategies. And suddenly now your social media is working for you all day, every single day. It has transformed so many agents' businesses because now their social media has a place to direct people, right? So again, going back to the cocktail party analogy, great. Now you're showing up on your social media as a real estate agent that is super knowledgeable. And then you're saying, great, let's grab lunch after this. I'd love to grab lunch. Here's where we're going to meet. And you're pointing them to your website, and they're able to get the information that they need from you right away. And this is how you build a strong referral arm. This is how you interact with more people at a higher level, at an automated level, and scale your business. Again, the link to the website template is going to be inside the show notes. I hope it changes your business like it changed mine. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in to The Amy Gregory Show. If today's episode gave you that "I needed this" feeling, go ahead and hit subscribe so you never miss a pep talk when you need it most. And hey, if you're ready to scale your business without the burnout, I've got you. Head over to @AmyGregory on Instagram to connect, grab free resources, or join my community of powerhouse women who are redefining real estate success. Until next time, trust your gut, take up space, and remember, you're just one bold move away from your next breakthrough.